Hi, Saggies, and welcome to April 2025. All right, this read is for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. I've got my lights on, so sorry for the glare. I just got this Wisdom of the Oracle deck so that this would be the present moment and this would be past life karmic thread. So let's see what's going on for the beautiful Saggies. What is happening? Saggies. Wow. Orphaned. Wow. That is also in the past life deck. That would be weird if it came out again. Orphaned. I don't know. Maybe some of you, I heard Little Orphan Annie. This is a 5. So this is being alone, but not lonely. And for some, lonely, right? Maybe not, maybe right now wanting and needing to be alone. You know what I mean? There are times in our lives when, especially with the changes that we've all been going on, and you have the 5 as a change card, I feel there's probably a lot, because there is a lot to be said for being alone. You know, working on your co-creations, being more, you know, in your creative, you know, venturing into creativity, and also doing the work on yourself, right? Because what happens is anytime change unfolds in our lives, we tend as humans in this body, right? We tend to jump into something right away, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, you know, some of us can't sit still, right? So that really could be Spirit saying it's really a time for a change whereby you're going to appreciate doing the work on yourself, going into meditation, even doing, like, you know, take yourself on a little 4-day weekend to a spa, something like that, or a day spa. Atlantis, beautiful. Some of you know that you're from Atlantis. Some of you love the deep sea. Some of you are very intuitive. Whale watching, I heard. Dolphins. Going deep beneath the subconscious. This is a part of perhaps your North Node. You might want to take a look at your North Node, because Atlantis is where a lot of us came from. You know, we came from Pleiades, Atlantis, whatever. So there's many of how we came here together is clustered, right? And Atlantis is known to be said that it is in the bottom of the ocean in Santorini, in the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea in Santorini, which is interesting that those eruption, the volcanic scare or eruption of a scare in Greece would play havoc on, you know, what goods are underneath the ocean there. I would tend to bet there are things they would find for sure. And also even in other areas, but being that this is Atlantis, you know, it is partial in Santorini, in the deep blue sea. Okay. So, taking time for yourself, working on yourself, kind of getting back to a place where you know where you come from. Some of you, if you don't know about Atlantis, please look it up. A lot of us have, like I said, we've all decided as a cluster, as your tribe, to come into this world at the same time, to envision the change and become the golden era of change, being awareness of higher consciousness. And that is, for sure, what many of you Saggies are here to do. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh my God, look. Wow. Having faith. And I've actually quoted it in, actually, I'm doing a lot of my own sayings. And I did quote this as, how deep is your faith? Which is ultimately, how deep is your love? For in the term of believing, you have to believe. So some of you may be experiencing or have experienced a separation or breakup within the last 4, well, this is a 4, so it could be April. For some of you, it already happened back 4 months ago, or perhaps 4 weeks ago. Okay, we have Taurus and Cancer here. And someone has been holding back and waiting for maybe the right time, or did wait for the right time to do it, or you are, whatever, right? There is a feeling of, for some, I'm sorry, but I am going to say it, it's not like you're not trusting in the process. It's that you want to trust in the time. And I know time is fluid, as we say here on the earth plane, but with gravity and all, we do have nothing else but time, because time allows us which is a beautiful thing, allows us the chance to get really like your ducks in a row, maybe financially and spiritually, right? To figure out the next steps, right? If someone was holding back, you know, I feel it's just holding back the emotions of, you know, some sadness, the truth. You know, you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, I know that we say it's so important for others to tell the truth and to be honest, but it's also, and most importantly, the truth has to start from us. Okay? So I feel someone's waiting for the right time, or has been. You have 2 4s here. So you could be saying 4, 4, and you have 2 5s. So someone could be 54 or 45. The 7 tends to be like, don't worry, don't stress. I'm going to get one more. Wouldn't that be wild if a 7 came out? 3. So 7, 3 is 10. So honestly, you're waiting to start a whole new beginning. You're just waiting. It's kind of like, you know, God's preparing you for what's to come. Okay? And in doing so, some of you may be really focused on your work, projects, creatively, working on yourself while you put your ducks in a row, getting things organized. Some of you are taking that trip, which is nice, bottom of the deck, and not telling, or the exposure of what you're doing and how you're feeling is still not, it hasn't come out yet. Like, if you've been unhappy at a job or in a relationship, right? And you left 4 months ago or 4 weeks ago, then this applies to you. Or you've been praying for guidance as to how to, like, say the right thing, how to go about it. You know, praying is a good start. For some of you, you have been praying. Those of you who already walked away, you left, or they left. Okay? You do have, again, 2 5s. Those are massive changes in your life, no doubt. 2 4s, that it's all about where I live. It's the 4th house of Cancer. So it's indicative of how I'm feeling. I don't feel like I'm being honest with myself in the fact that I really want to leave a situation, leave a relationship. It's right here, leaving a relationship, holding back until the time is right. Okay? And it's not like you're going to like sit here and I don't feel like you're ready to, maybe you're not ready. You don't have any swords yet to have that convo, you know? So let's see. And being alone doesn't mean that sitting, you know, not allowing for lingering emotions to you know, absorb you, right? Like it's time to take it into account that this, maybe you've been with someone for 7 months, 7 years even, right? Maybe 4 to 7 years between that. And, you know, if you don't know by now, right? You do also have a progression of 3, 4, and 5. So this is inevitable, no doubt. 3, 4, 5. It's like, you know, it's meant to be. The universe, God is orchestrating it, and you have been praying. If you haven't, then maybe it is time to say a little prayer, ask for guidance, show you the way. All right, let's see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There you go. It's like, I don't want to talk. This person could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay? You're not talking to them. You're definitely not ready to, you know, spill. I don't know why I said it, but someone's spilling. Maybe someone's spilling water or someone spilled a drink. Why that came in, I don't know. This, like, someone's thinking, or, okay, for some of you, this person may have already been feeling it, getting like little hints, Saggies. Maybe this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius has been, or Taurus. You have Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces. Seriously, someone has had plenty of time to think about this. I think it's you. 4. Again, 4. So you have 4, 4, 4. That's for you. If you've been asking Spirit for a sign, 4, 4, 4 is your sign. And that is protection from God, from the universe, from your angels, whatever, the angelic realm, whatever you believe in. The higher power is protecting you during this process, going through this process, and saying goodbye to your past in the way that is not going to impart any, it's not like it's not going to hurt the heart, but it's not going to be like, I don't feel it's going to be a knockdown, drag out thing. I actually feel this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, if you're dealing with that, already knows or has known or now is really like taking themselves into maybe solitude. That could be the orphaned. Someone is now in solitude because they don't want to have to deal with it. And for some, it already did happen here. 4 weeks ago, maybe 4 months ago. 4 weeks feels right. Just saying. And now it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? You know what I mean? Or you are. Like, what do I do now? How do I deal with these feelings? That could be what this person is saying to themselves, right? Or you are. So if that's why in the beginning, the orphaned card is really depicting taking an appropriate amount of time to really figure out what you really want in your life. Not necessarily who you want in your life, but moving forward, really focusing on you. This is all about you. Letting go, but not replacing it with another relationship, which so many people do. And then they get caught in the same cycle because it's a pattern. So someone is definitely in solitude and grieving the loss of Saggy and or vice versa or both. Here's a 5. So now you have, oh my God, you've got massive changes. You have 5 of Cups, 5 the Hierophant, and 5 of Cups, or 4 of Cups, sorry. The 5 was the Hierophant, 5 is the Orphaned. Sorry. It's the same as, you have the Hierophant twice, because that's what that 5 is in this deck. See? That's a 5. Right. Hold on. Where is it? It's right here. Okay? So, you have massive life changes with letting go of someone in your life that does not fulfill you emotionally also. It's like they don't check all the boxes. They're close. They're just not there. So it's you're not having the talk yet, but you will, right? You will be having that talk. Because what you want is, you have 7 of Cups, you want the 9 of Cups. Actually, you want the 10 of Cups, right? But honestly, you have to show Spirit that you matter and that what you want that isn't fulfilling emotionally, whatever else, spiritually, what have you, you want your wishes to come true, your dreams and wishes, your desire for someone who's going to fill these 9 cups. And this is your spirit guide who's saying, listen, you got to get yourself out of this so that you can be free to really know what you want. Do you know what you want? Do you know, what is that? Do you know what you're looking for? You know? What are you looking for? Spirit saying, it's time to take your power back. If you are dealing with an Aries, this is another 4, an Emperor. This is an Aries. Okay? So, the action hasn't happened yet. For some of you, it hasn't. For others, it has. Okay? We have 4, 4, 4. We have 5, 5, 5. And then we have the 3, 4, 5, the progression. So you really, it's time to, Saggies, it's time to do your thing. It's time to make changes for your life that are demanding your attention as to what makes you happy. If it's your work, if it's all-encompassing, emotional, spiritual, financial, mental, everything has to fit. And it really should be easy. It doesn't have to be easy, but to be in a relationship, it should feel like home. You know how many, I can't even tell you what the stats are for people that are in relationships that are so unhappy and so scared to walk away. Why? And some marriages, oh my God, I know so many marriages. How many people have you can leave it in the comment, have known people, marriages that they're stuck. They're in this stuck mode and they can't get out. They're like in jail. And or marriages that, you know, they've been with that person for so long, they don't know anything else. They don't know any better and they're too scared. Or those couples that they're stuck and they don't want to go anywhere because it's financial freedom for them. You got to know that whatever, whatever situation is happening, you have to come to terms with what truth lies in your heart. And I know that's a play on word, right? What the lies in our hearts, we sometimes do lie, even if it is in the heart, because we believe that, our heart's telling us the truth. And our heart does tell us the truth, but with so many reasons not to have the same issues come up over and over again, that's not lying through the heart, that's lying of the ego. Sometimes that gets mixed up, just like if you're thinking with your headspace, right? Your mind that's set, you're going with something that you've always known to be the way to go, right? Or your ego convinces you of that. That's what's happening. A lot of couples stick together because their egos are huge and they don't want to do the work. They don't want to put in the time or the effort. They say, oh, she or he pays the bills. Be independent on your own first, which is another reason why this orphan card is here. It's better to have loved and lost, number one, than never to have loved, wherever that came from. It's important for someone to hear. And also, what kind of love really is it when you're not happy? It's unfulfilling. It's unrequited. It's not the real deal. Okay, I do have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. And I do have the moon. Oh, look at this. And I do have Scorpio here again. Look at this. And the sadness. Someone's brokenhearted, or maybe the fear of breaking someone's heart is hard to deal. Look in your natal chart and see where that falls, because that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio could be your rising and or moon sign or whatever. It's like walking away, knowing it's, for some of you, you're like really hesitant because it could come out as a, it could come out as a fight. It may be made into a fight, or you have been fighting. Someone has been fighting. Maybe this is just like, the lead up. It's like the not preface. It is it's kind of like a preface to the end of the story. That's what they're saying. This is another 5. Wow, you're going through it. Oh my God, you're going through it. You have 4 5s. As we unravel how it's going to go down, how it's going to happen, it may just be, for some of you, it may just be better to really tear off the Band-Aid. Rip it off. It may be easier to rip off the Band-Aid and have that conversation. Maybe it's going to cause a fight or a stir or whatever. It's going, it's going to happen. And you need to just stay grounded. If you have Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus came in here, Taurus and here. So you could be dealing with that as well. I mean, there's probably almost every sign here. Okay? But if you have this in your chart, again, take it as it applies. I just feel it's like you're looking at how it's going to go down, right? You need to stay grounded. You need to focus, really focus in on how you want this to go. And you may be even putting all your ducks in a row and it goes, a fight ensues, or God only knows what comes out. You know what I mean? Someone has a lot of love, but I feel with these two cards that just came out like this, like love of money, can we mix love and money? Isn't there a fine line on the horizon of loving someone? What did we fall in love for someone's money, or was money an issue? Was that maybe like, is money the issue of, well, wait a second, this isn't fair because, I've been putting more into the monthly bills than you. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Or I pay the mortgage. Was it 50-50? And if it wasn't about money, was it about how much time and effort someone puts into this love? This isn't like you don't love this person. You do. This person definitely has great love for you and you them. The thing that's missing is, and I'm going to say it for some of you, I just heard it, romance. And I don't mean just between the sheets. I mean, for some of you, it could be both. Like, whatever happened to date night and candlelight dinners and, taking little road trips and having fun together. What happened to that? What happened to having, what kind of things have happened over the course of time where you don't find that you have a lot in common with this person? Maybe this person, I'm going to say it because I feel it. I feel this person is someone you really have loved and given it your all with, and or they have too. But what's missing is the ingredients that turns a friendship into a real relationship. This could be more of a, wow, we met, we became really good friends, which should be the case to begin with. Quite frankly, it is a good suggestion to be friends first and let that love grow. So I feel that for whomever I'm talking to, spent however long with someone whom they felt really comfortable with because they were like their BFFs. They were like, wow, I can talk to you about anything. I can tell you my deepest, darkest secrets. But what was lacking, or what has been lacking, is the emotional connection, which is the romance, the flowers. It doesn't have to be flowers, but I'm just using that as an example. The sitting down and talking about, how was your day, instead of like just getting on your phones, that kind of thing. Someone maybe, traveling more and not being around. There was a lot of holdback here. Look, here's another 4. You have 4 4s and you have 4 5s. Are you kidding me? Massive signs. Numerology is massive here. It always is, right? That's part of what we're made of, the arithmetic. Right? And this is also, and I'm going to say it, father-daughter. Father-daughter. If you are a female, this ties into your father, the issues of dad. Meaning, okay, he could have been like the Disney dad. We call it Disney dad because, not around, always working, overworking, or just holding back. Dad was hard to talk to. Dad was never around. Some of you have stepdads that you feel that way. You have to take that into consideration as well. I mean, it's a father-daughter connection that ended up very similar to the relationship that you have here with someone who you're needing to walk away from. And that also breeds havoc because that connection ties to your childhood. And releasing that is releasing part of that childhood. The memories of childhood. Exactly. We do have Gemini, Libra here, and Aquarius. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Aries. So it is without question that it's a painful, the painful part of this is, you know, emotional. I feel that even for some of you, maybe it was this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or it's literally, I don't feel that this is actually someone, I mean, it may be in your family or friend, you know, circle, but I feel that this was somewhat of like, just not emotionally available, not around to pick up the pieces. Yeah, not around to talk. It's like, you know, how you didn't, you weren't able to have that, the connection. And, you know, believe it or not, you know, don't shoot the messenger, as we say, as tarot readers, but on, and, you know, clairvoyant, what I'm hearing is the connection is so impactful on you, and that's the hesitancy is so impactful of walking away, or that you did walk away from this because this impacts your childhood wounds and stuff from childhood. Emotional distance, emotional unavailability, you know, absolutely. And someone may, and I'm going to say it, someone may experience someone's sadness and grieving. Here's another 5. Oh my God, you have 6 5s. You have massive changes. So if it hasn't happened, it's you're cutting it out this month or May. April, May. You have 4 and 5s. Absolutely. Thank you, Spirit. And, you know, it's going to be quick. It's like, really, it's going to be quick. This person seems to be very much connected with you and your friendship group. So that could be too an issue. Like, oh my God, now like their friends, are they going to be their friends? They're not going to be my friends. Then that's a whole nother level of separation. And I will say separation anxiety. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn reversed. Friends. Some of you have friends that are like, I feel that there's an avoidance, so Spirit has to walk in. And because you have the Hierophant as the first card out, that tells me that you have been praying, or maybe a prayer should take place to your spirit guides, angels, God, whatever you believe in on the other side of, you know, of life. Because this may need the attention for Spirit to get involved. And that usually happens with maybe a tower moment or something, but I don't need to see the tower to know that Spirit needs to help you get through this. And if you haven't prayed, I'm just saying a small prayer before bed, talk to a best friend, is talking to God. And you can, you know, think whatever you want about that, but honestly, some of you are stressing way too much about this. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Wow. Whoever this person is, let me look at this for a minute. Who's this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio for for Saggies. It might be a new person coming in. No, see, emotional strength. It's Spirit saying, I got it. Spirit saying it's going to take all your strength of your emotions to just rip off the Band-Aid. And it may, I don't know if this person, if that person's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. See, nothing was going on. It was like a stagnant relationship. The energy in this relationship is stagnant. It had no place to go. It was stagnant. And when stagnancy happens, guess what happens? People get like ornery. They get critical, judgmental. They get angry. They're not around. They start distancing themselves from you. That's what happened. Especially emotional distance. Keeping emotional distance at bay. Okay? So that's what's happened. Or is happening. Look at. And within the next 3 months. Within the next 3 months. Is when, or 3 weeks. However, whenever you see this, Saggies, within the next 3, you have 3, 3, and you have 3, 3, 3. So you do have, that's the Ascended Masters. So the Ascended Masters, your angels, our Heavenly Father is all like rooting for you on the other side. They're like, come on, Saggy. You got to be happy. You know, this is the life that you've chosen from Atlantis. Don't be scared of how it's going to turn out or what they're going to say or what they're going to do and how they're going to feel. Some of you are staying up all night trying to figure it out. But guess what? Don't be fearful, because that fear fears itself. And someone was already, if this is already happened, someone was already scared. They knew it was happening. They knew it was coming. I'm going to tell you, someone felt it. Someone felt it was coming. Absolutely. Oh, I'm like this. Yeah. You need the wheel to turn. And that is the month of April. There it is. So now you have, I think you have 6 5s and you have 5 4s. And you have the progression of 3, 4, 5. And at this point, you probably have 6, 7, whatever. You have major progressions. This is meant to be, and this, oh my God, look at this. Palace of Cups is Atlantis. Hello. Some of you are definitely cut out for the ocean, the sea, the treasures within the subconscious. There's something to be found in the ocean. Something will be found. So this also, because this came out right in the here and in the now from the past life, I'm feeling that this is meant to be your North Node. Your subconscious is telling you where to go and how to swim through your subconscious, to get into your subconscious. If you have repressed a lot of emotions, this is where you're going. So for some, it's going to be quite emotional, but you're up for the challenge. You're a Saggy. Come on. Okay? All right. Let's get some Mother Earth cards here. This is a beautiful reading if you can really muster the courage to be honest with yourself, to find a new promise. The new promise is in the next new moon, you will find yourself in a very peaceful state of mind. And I don't know off the cuff when the next new moon is, but the new moon is a new beginning. Ultimately, a new beginning is right there for you. It's ready. Vision quest. That is your treasure quest. That's what we were just talking about. Some of you, Sedona. Have you been to Sedona? I mean, it's amazing, the vortexes there. And I'm not saying there are not other vortexes. There are. But they're showing Sedona here, or a similar, I feel the desert of Sedona. I don't feel this is like Palm Desert, no. This is Sedona. So maybe a little trip to Sedona. I do feel, and I'm going to say it one time here, the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, there may have been someone in lurking and waiting for you to split up with this person, and now is a new beginning with another person. And I'm going to say it. If you have already been in a, like, you've already detached yourself, let's say, from this relationship, but you do have someone that you're interested in, that you've been talking to, or maybe just thinking about, take it slow and give yourself some time to grow. All right, one more. Beautiful. Movement. Yeah, your energy needs movement. Absolutely. Go by the water. Go to the vortex. Go to Arizona if you can, or even, I mean, of course, like, I'd say go to the ocean. Water. Go on a spiritual retreat. Look it up. Maybe there's a spiritual retreat, or Sedona always has retreats. All right, they're also telling me New Mexico. Okay, so those are the places, or the ocean, the sea, anywhere where there's water is going to allow you, because water is hugely impactful in your read. You have water everywhere. You have the river, the promise by the ocean, and then you have the subconscious of your emotions. So you have massive emotions coming out to the surface to be dealt with, and the ocean in general is, you know, it could even be being on a board or doing philanthropy work or something that has something to do with the water, maybe cleansing the water, cleaning water, or drinking clean water. I'm going to say it because they're telling me, whatever we eat and we drink and wherever we go, say a little prayer of protection so that you know that what you're eating and you're ingesting in your body and drinking is, healthy. Because if you've been living under a rock, then you don't know about all we have been receiving on social media, so many heads up on recalls of foods. So it is imperative that what you're drinking and eating is authentically pure. There's a lot of purification here with the water. And water does what? Purify. All right. I love you guys. Have a great month. Comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Please like, share, and subscribe. YouTube's been off the chain with the subscribers, in terms of all of the readers have been like wondering what's happened to their subscribers. It's not about the numbers, but it's nice to know we have support. All right. I love you guys. Take care.